He's a rich man, but he fell in love with a waitress in a restaurant, and the first time he saw her, he called her by his name. After hearing what he said, Lucy's heart instantly relaxed. At this moment, the man started to introduce himself to Lucy. The two of them became familiar with each other. They gradually became familiar with each other. Jack would always come to the restaurant from time to time, and patronized Lucy's voice. Every time he came, the two of them had a good conversation. The atmosphere was relaxed and happy, but there was more to it than meets the eye, and the reason that Jack was reaching out to him was for a different reason. That day he was sitting in the corner as usual, when Lucy wasn't looking. When Lucy wasn't looking, he made a terrible phone call. Soon after, he was able to get Lucy's information, but he didn't look happy about it. But instead, he told Lucy that he had a lot on his mind. He knew Lucy was hiding from his family, but just then, a customer came into the store. Jack's face tightened. His face tightened up, as if he had a feeling that something big was about to happen. Lucy could only rush to serve the customers. Jack had no choice but to say goodbye to her and leave first, and so it was. Just as the store was closing for the day, Lucy was pondering over the things what Jack had said to her today, but he didn't realize that danger was creeping up on him. That danger was creeping up on him when he went out as usual. He was about to put the garbage bag into the trash can. He was surprised when he called out. Jack ran over quickly, but the robber had already escaped. It turned out that the robbers that night were sent by his father, and the reason why John wanted to bring Lucy back again wasn't because of the love between father and daughter, but because he wanted to see. Seeing that Lucy did not want to obey his will, John had no choice but to stop. But little did Lucy know that her father's heart was like a snake's, was laying a terrible trap for him. The next morning, Lucy had just risen to a terrible pain in her abdomen. Her father, John, was oblivious to her pain. All he could think about was the so-called important party of the evening, because it was in his interest. John urged Lucy to go to the hospital, but he didn't care if Lucy could cope on her own. He refused to take him to the hospital with him. Lucy could only endure the pain, and dragged her frail body to the hospital alone. How could she have known? The doctor's diagnosis was like a bolt from the blue. His world was blown to smithereens.